Welcome back to part 2 of the 3-part series, What Feng Shui Can Do For You. So in part 1, we shared about how everything is energy, how you can take your power back and knowing that, how you can shift your experience, you can shift your energy, you can shift the energy in your home and the energy in your life with Feng Shui by understanding that you are in charge of it all, because everything is energy. And so you can shift that in any matter you like. Number 2, and this I found really interesting because in Feng Shui, so there's colors and elements that you add to each part of your home based on the Bagwell map. So in abundance, you add the color purple and you add the element of wood and all of those things, right? And that's the stuff you're learning on YouTube and on the podcast all of the time, or in my emails, or if you've done any of the online courses or whatever, you're learning that, right? And so you're learning that you add these colors and elements. But one of the biggest components of Feng Shui that I had no idea about, like I didn't know a lot about Feng Shui when I went in to learn it, but I did know there was colors and elements involved. But I had no idea this piece of it, and I think that this is something that surprises a lot of people, including myself. And it also is one of the most powerful aspects of it, is that the first step in the Feng Shui process is to actually set your intention of what you want in that area of your life. So if you are wanting more abundance, you don't just go to the abundance area in the back left corner of your home and add purple and the element of wood and the element of water and the secondary colors of green and red. You set your intentions first. You write down your dreams, desires, and goals. And then with those in mind, or that one specific one in mind, you go and you place that color, or you go and you place that element. Eventually you want all of it in there, right? And you do so with the intention in mind of what you want to create, and you're visualizing it while you're placing the color and the element. Like you are mentally focused on what you are creating, wanting to create in reality in your life. And this is a very big component of how Feng Shui works. If you just add the color and the element, that's fine. You'll create a shift in energy because everything's energy. We talked about that in part 1. But a bigger shift in energy comes when you include your mental energy in the whole thing as well. And so they say like 70% of the shift comes from your mental energy of placing that color or that element. And so you want to make sure that you have a clear intention when you do that at any point when you're shifting things around in your home. 30% comes from the color and the element that you add. And so mental energy is not enough alone, and moving something, a color and an element in the space, is not enough alone either. Together they make 100% of the impact of creating that shift in energy in your home and life. But that mental energy, that intention, is very, very important. And so when I first started learning Feng Shui way back when, 2005, 2006, I was still a believer in, like, I had goals for what I wanted to do for my work. I was going to be VP in the corner office. I knew what I was going to wear. I didn't know what industry I was going to be in, but I was, into business strategy and marketing strategy. So I had a visualization of where I was headed. I knew what I wanted to do with my physical health and well-being. I was very clear on how I wanted to look and whatever that was. And then I had some ideas of some of the things I wanted to acquire and maybe the trips that I wanted to take. So there was some goal setting already going on in my life before Feng Shui. But when I dove into Feng Shui, what I recognized is there was a lot of parts of my life that I wasn't being intentional about. And my clients say this too, is, you focus on the main ones, your love relationships, your work, your abundance, and your well-being. Those are like kind of the ones that always show up. But it's these other ones that begin to impact your life even more when you get very mentally clear what it is you want for them, and you use Feng Shui in your home to support these certain areas, because they all work synergistically together. And so I recognize that those goals alone were okay, but Feng Shui made me focus on all 9 areas of my life. And by doing that, it allowed me to be even more effective in, what was happening, the actions that I was taking. And so when you began to set intentions when you Feng Shui, you're not only setting intentions for abundance and love relationships and your purpose and your work and your well-being, but you're also setting intentions for your self-discovery, your personal growth. And a lot of that aligns with sometimes where your work is going or the things that you want to acquire or do. You are setting intentions for your creativity, and creativity is not just art and all of those things, it's creating anything in our lives. And creativity is very important to making things happen, and how you present yourself and what you do for your work or what you want to experience, right? Creativity comes into play in a very big way. Assistance is a very big one. It's in the front third of your home on the right, and it is all about the support you receive mentally, physically, and spiritually, and the support you receive like in person and not in person, depending on what your beliefs are. Well, having support to accomplish those abundance goals is very important. Having support to go after what you want in your work is very important. Having support for your overall well-being and health is very important. And so that part was always getting missed in my intentions and goal setting, was the support and the people that I needed or the resources that I was looking for. And so with Feng Shui, what I find and what my clients have found is it has you focus on all parts of your life so that they work even smoother, like so that you can make things happen towards these dreams, desires, and goals more efficiently, more effectively, and it just moves things along faster, because we also focus on wisdom. Well, wisdom in Feng Shui is acquiring knowledge or sharing knowledge. Well, how many things do you have on your dream, desire, and goal list right now that you need to learn something about, or you need somebody to show up to teach you about, right? That's wisdom and assistance or support you. Like, you need those things to move a lot of these things forward. When it comes from a health standpoint, a lot of times of whatever I'm wanting for that, there's assistance and wisdom that is needed in that thing. So when you are now setting intentions for these people to show up in your life, or for this, information to come into your life about something, it makes your intentions for those other areas that much stronger, right? Like, there isn't one part of our life where we don't need some wisdom. And then we have a community area, which is relationships with family, friends, and coworkers. And that's also something that we don't always necessarily focus on as much. So it makes us hone in on what we truly want in all parts of our life. But Feng Shui is this beautiful way of not just setting kind of the main intentions, but understanding that the intentions that we set all work based on these 9 areas, and all of these 9 areas working together. Like, if our well-being isn't where we want it to be, can we really do the work that we want to do? Can we really take care of others in the way we want to take care of them? Like, all of these things work together. So Feng Shui is this beautiful way of understanding that we're not just focused on a few parts of our life, we're focused on it all, and it all works synergistically together to support each other. Like, in Feng Shui on the Bagua map, the abundance area in the back left corner of your home is actually supported by the assistance area, which is in the front right corner of your home. Like, those are equal and opposite areas. And so if you have something that you want with regards to abundance, you place your cures there with intention, but you also place support cures in the assistance area to support the energy in the abundance area. Same for relationship and wisdom are across from each other. Creativity and family, like community, are across from each other, which is family and communication, right? They work together. And so Feng Shui allows you to get all of the energy flowing so that you can really make your dreams, desires, and goals a reality. So remembering that when you have an intention, it is, thoughts are things. Mental energy is very important, so get clear on what it is you truly want. And if you're adding Feng Shui cures, you always want to do so with a clear intention in mind. And then we want to look at all parts of our life so that we can really be effective in creating what it is we desire most. Looking forward to seeing you in part 3. Can't wait to wrap this up with you.